Hi, here's my audience. In 1996, life itself was patented. A test tube soybean, that is. Today, I'll be telling you about GMOs, which stand for genetically modified organisms. In my Introduction to Urban Planning class last year, I watched several documentaries about the food industry and learned a lot about GMOs. I grew up organic farming in my backyard, so I've always had an interest in how food is grown, but this class really piqued my interest in the use of GMOs and its benefits and dangers. As we try to solve issues of hunger, economy, and disease today, it's important that we know how genetically modified organisms play a role in the causes and solutions of these problems. Today I'll be talking about three main points concerning GMOs: the basic method for engineering organisms, the possible benefits of doing so, and also the various dangers. First of all, the basic method is described as a cut and paste technique involving a gene gun. So first you take one organism and identify a trait that you would like to transplant into another organism. So first you extract a piece of the DNA and code it and then load it in the gene gun. Then you shoot that into the other organism to penetrate its cells and have the DNA be intertwined. You then let the organism cultivate and grow in a petri dish, and then the new genetic makeup is passed down through the generations. Some possible benefits of genetically modifying organisms include increased nutritional value. Doing so can increase mineral and vitamin content in vegetables and fruits, and the UN has said that this could possibly help developing countries solve some malnutrition issues. Also, GMOs can lead to increased yield from crops and lesser the need for pesticide use. So agricultural economists in Germany did a study a couple years ago, and they found that using GMOs increased yield by 22% and decreased pesticide use by 37%, which would help benefit the environment and the economy. Some dangers, however, also exist regarding environment, the economy, and health. Genetically engineered organisms resist herbicides and pesticides over time, thus necessitating the need for their increased use, which leads to the development of superbugs and superweeds, which are resistant to herbs and pesticides. Popular Science had an article come out last year about a specific type of genetically modified corn, and there was a bacteria injected into it to kill bugs that tried to eat it. In 2005, when this was first developed, only 1 of 13 insects was not killed by this corn, but by 2013, 5 bugs were resistant to it, showing how quickly insects develop a resistance to genetically modified organisms. As far as the economy goes, genetically modifying organisms leads to monopolies taking over the food industry, such as Monsanto, which has patented the soybean, and cotton, which pushes out small businesses. The FDA also has no regulations on whether or not GMOs are labeled, and it is estimated that up to 80% of processed foods are genetically engineered. The health dangers are not quite as clearly known yet, but scientists suspect that allergic reactions are increased by introducing proteins into other foods that would not normally be there. Also, the International Union of Nutrition Scientists says that toxins enter our system and weaken our diet diversity and immune systems. In conclusion, I hope you have learned something about the basic process of genetically engineering organisms, the nutritional and productivity values of doing so, and the possible risks to the environment, the economy, and your health. If you are interested in going non-GMO for your diet, I would suggest shopping at farmers markets, or enrolling in a community-supported agriculture program. And lastly, although GMOs provide interesting opportunities for innovation, our overdependence on them has some very risky possibilities.
And here's my audience.